thing. I remember I had a snot bubble that was to the ground, though. Nah,
because I know.
I swear and promise you tell stories backwards. Like, you just started with, I had a snot bubble. Like, go ahead. Yeah, that was you started with, yeah.
I mean, that was it.
Yo,
That's what I remember.
I don't wish that on nobody, man. That gas chamber ain't no joke. And that's just pepper spray. That's the worst part. Like, I literally, all I could think about was like, at that moment, I thought to myself, like, yo, how could they have done this to the Jews with like actual acid and tears? You know what I mean? Like, this is just pepper spray, man. Like,
I know it's not.
There's some guys there's some dudes that are like, I don't know if you guys had them in your unit, but there was some guys in our unit that like, they like ate that like it was nothing. Like they just walk in with no mask. Or like, yeah, I'm cool. Like snot dripping down, but they just perfectly fine. 5 minutes in there like it's nothing. Walk out and you're just like, bro, who are you? Like,
that's crazy. Remember what we were talking about when we were talking about the nets that we were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, we was just gonna start over.
Oh, we can start over. Let's start over.
So what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Y'all Wanna Talk About It. You know what I'm saying? Young Ernest, aka Young NASA in the building. Dino Barber extraordinaire, Freddie B on the pecan butter side of the game. Young Deadpool. We out here. So we were talking about, well, I guess we right on. The Brooklyn Nets is deep in this.
Super deep.
Yes, sir.
So do you just give them the trophy? Just hand it over?
Nah, you can't do that at all.
You don't think so?
Nope, because we were talking about it just before we started the podcast. You gotta have chemistry, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, that's the one thing that I give Golden State is that what they had cannot be bought. And everybody has tried to buy it. And you can't. They truly had chemistry that just came together over the years. I mean, you look at every team. I mean, you brought up Boston, right? I don't count Boston as much as I do like the LeBron, the big three, because I felt like Boston's three was like, these guys were at the end of their careers. They just kind of wanted to play together. They didn't really go in it with the expectations of like, you know, we're here to win championships. And I think when they won the first one, then it was kind of like, yo, we still got some in our tank, you know what I mean? And then everybody kind of played their role. They were the foundation of, you could even go further back of starting the big threes and stuff, or the big, you know, superstar teams. But I don't think anybody's done it like Golden State, man.
Brooklyn is like 1 through 10.
Yeah.
They were like, man, F3. We gonna do 9 great, and then there's one dude I don't really know, but on paper they sound and look scary.
For sure. I mean, even when you watch them though, it's scary to watch.
Yeah, because like, you're gonna get. You know,
KD gonna give you 30 quietly.
But I'm just saying he can hit you for 70, and so can Harden, and so can like
everybody. The talent.
And then they got Blake Griffin. He was like, man, I can still dunk. Watch this.
His first dunk in what, like a year?
It was like 2 years or something like that.
When you ain't where you want to be, you're like, man, I ain't giving y'all all that energy.
I wish we could have heard what he said when we watched it, when he had that first dunk. Because he was saying something. Like, he was like shouting something to
He was like, I told y'all I could play.
Something. He was like, about damn time. I don't know.
He's 6'10". How could he
that's
How's
true.
he gonna lose the ability to dunk?
That's true.
I think he either gave up on it or because he became a sniper.
Yeah, he started shooting, but I think he was just giving them a little bit of effort because he was like, I don't want to be here.
Well, and then you also said he's all like that. He was getting double teamed on every play. Right?
Yeah,
so he's working hard. Right.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. It is. They're deep though.
I'm looking up their roster.
So you think it's gonna be the Lakers and the Nets and
I don't think it's gonna be the Lakers.
The Lakers ain't coming because LeBron just got hurt.
Well, yeah, we'll see. That makes it tough. And they got Jeff Green too. I forgot they had Jeff Green.
I'm wrong.
They're deep.
Wait, Lakers because of Jeff Green?
No, the Nets have Jeff Green.
Oh yeah. Jeff Green cold too.
They're deep.
They're deep, bro. That's a.
They got DeAndre Jordan coming off the bench.
Yeah. They got.
I mean, he was their starting center.
Make them all-stars.
Man, I don't know. They are the monster. That's a really good point. They are the monster.
I guess the question is, if they don't win,
they trash. Put them in the trash can.
Yeah, trash.
Sorry. But that's usually how teams learn, right? Stack up. The big three did in Miami. South Beach, headed South Beach, big O.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there, like, yeah, it was going down. Guess what? Who gave it to him? Was it Dallas? The Spurs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spurs.
Both of them?
The Spurs beat them, right?
Spurs.
Wasn't it the first 2 years they lost?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it wasn't right away.
No,
and it was like, oh, yeah, you thought it was sweet out here in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they lost to Dirk, right? That was Dirk's one.
It was Dirk, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was,
the Spurs.
and then the Spurs, I think.
I gotta look that up.
I don't feel like the next year they just went on their little, what they win, 2 in a row? Yeah. Brooklyn's deep, man.
Brooklyn's super deep. Yeah, I agree. It's about
Yeah,
chemistry.
they
Can they
still
figure out
win.
who's? I mean, when Harden went there, Kyrie came out and went, "Man, you're the point guard. Whatever, just pass the ball, shoot it when you want to."
And
Right?
that's the beginning of like, hey, we're about to do something major.
Right.
When somebody
will
can
say-
step out the way and be like,
Selfless,
do your
yeah.
thing. Because then Harden's like, well, he been working his whole career. Like, bruh, I'm alone in these streets.
Yep.
So he got used to that. Now he like, man, I got killers with me.
I know.
Let's go then.
Yeah.
Because I will say that anybody who knows me knows I'm not a big fan of Harden, but I do pay respect where respect is due, and he definitely made me retract some of my stuff. Because when he went over there, I was like, this guy, like, bro, you got a dude who holds the ball 20 seconds every possession that he gets. But he went over there and I think he's been averaging like I think he's got like the highest assists in that.
He said he believes he's the MVP. He said that. I'm just telling you what the man said.
No, I heard it.
Chris
It's
Paul.
debatable.
What?
No. I mean,
Damian Lillard, though. You got-
I mean that is kind of crazy too, though. Chris Paul.
got your
did
props.
what he did.
Yeah.
Okay. 2010, 2011, they lost to the Mavericks.
Okay.
This is the Heat, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
2011, 2012, they beat the Thunder. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was KD and Harden. and them,
Right,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
right.
And
Harden.
Westbrook.
Yeah, and Westbrook,
Yeah.
right. Right. But they were super young. They were like babies,
Yeah,
right?
it was like the beginning of their
Then the
career.
next year they beat the Spurs. Then they lost to the Spurs.
Right. So they had a journey.
Yeah.
So the Brooklyn Nets will still have a journey. Like, you're still gonna have to click in a 7-game series against
Yeah, you do.
whoever. And so that chemistry matters. The dudes coming off the bench are gonna match. Sounds good. It looks good.
And you gotta hope
on
that
paper.
everybody stays healthy.
Well, that too, but I'm
Yeah,
just,
that's
I'm
the
taking
biggest
that.
thing.
I mean, everybody getting hurt low key.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, they're crazy.
But I'm not gonna be a Brooklyn Nets fan by any means. But respect. I mean,
I'm a KD fan.
it's a business and they making business moves. So
That's right.
I mean, you can't be mad at that. All right, we're gonna move on. I don't know if y'all even know about this, and maybe y'all don't care, but all right. So this guy, Derek Jackson.
Oh.
So known for
I know too much about it.
motivational, inspirational speaking about, you know, if your man don't treat you right and whoop womp
Oh,
womp
yeah.
and the bam bam bam,
Uh-huh.
right? So when I first heard about this, I was like, at first I was like, that's not shocking. So he cheated on his wife, right? More than once, more than twice, whatever, right? Supposedly, allegedly. Let me go that route. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm going that route. Because this dude already had a huge following of bashing, in my opinion, mainly like black males. Like if he ain't doing right,
Right.
and then all his stuff come out.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is, because I said the same thing when Steve Harvey wrote a book, and I was like, yo, this dude on marriage number 9.
Right.
Why are we listening to him?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's a money thing, because people are celebrities or
Right.
whatever. So here's this dude, he built this whole platform. And so I was like, let me see, because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, let me see why everybody making fun of this dude, what happened. Then I seen the video of him and his wife,
Yeah.
and he holding her hand like, eat the cake anime hand.
You show me that video. He has got.
Bruh, he got the kung fu grip.
Locked
He got
up,
the grip.
right? Yeah.
Like if you blink wrong,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to Goldberg spear your. So, and she in on like, oh no, we talk, I forgive. Now that's your business. However, in this day and age, if you put your business out there, people gonna talk about it.
Right.
Here we are. But the more I watched it, I was like, nope, he's about to sell something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the new game now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, it's not even new, but this is the game now. At any cost, whether it's positive or negative,
Yep.
put something out there that people gonna talk about, right? And then hit them with. So then, in the midst of his whatever, oh yeah, get my book. I was like, oh, this is a publicity stunt,
Right.
and she in on it.
Yep.
Now, it could be true that he cheated all them times. Could be. Or they decided we're gonna stage this thing so we get more people. When I saw one of his posts, it was like the amount of views and 100 shares, and I was like, well, there it is. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
Now, if he did do it, which part of me feels like he did,
Oh, pretty.
I think this dude is narcissistic AF, first of all. And then I'm not trying to be funny.
No, definitely is.
Definitely the way he was talking, and then he had the audacity to make a reaction video to his video in third person.
Oh my God.
Split screen.
Cheatception.
Cheatception.
That's funny.
A split screen. And I'm like, if y'all don't see that this is a game.
Can you make a reaction video to your own video? Because don't you, like, you were there. How do you react? You can't.
He was in third person. So what he's trying to say, right? Literally, I'm talking about
Gave yourself props.
you talking about narcissistic on a different level. You're talking about you in third person to you, like, well, what he meant to say at this point, and so we all, and it's low key, like, yo, this is working.
You can't react to your own video.
He did though.
He did it.
He reacted to his own video.
He did it.
It was crazy.
And broke down what he was trying to say,
So
even though he was saying something at the time. And I'm like, yo, this dude.
The audacity.
Bro.
I don't even have any comment. Like, I don't even understand. Here's my question. Who's watching this dude?
Everybody.
That's the crazy thing.
Everybody.
That's what you not. Everybody.
Okay, let me ask you a different question. Why are they watching him? Are they watching him because it's fun to watch a train wreck? Or are they actually buying his book?
Well, a percentage of them people still gonna buy the book.
Yeah.
Just
And that's
now
all he
because-
needed.
because
That's all
it's
he
fun.
needs is a small percentage of however many, because people was buying his stuff before.
Right.
And this is to me, the falsehood of social media, where it's like, oh, because the other part is everybody was like, yo, nobody never seen his wife or heard from his wife before this. So he didn't put them on display, but people would be like, oh, I need a man like that. Oh, he telling it how it is. He's giving us the game. Of course he giving you the game because he lived that way.
Yep.
Right.
He telling you, yeah, if your man do this. So then it came out because all his videos was in the car. So the women was like, oh, so every time you made this video, you was either about to go cheat or you came from cheating.
Right. Yeah, so what I did was...
Yeah. So if your man does this and he just did it.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, but he got a book to sell.
Maybe that was his
So,
cover.
Nah, but I think
It was
it's to the
research.
point where,
He was
like,
doing research. That was his cover.
Well, that's what,
Yeah.
He
but
can't get out of that.
He was
No,
running
what
a
I'm
test
saying,
group.
though,
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was legit a play on, like, if his wife like really didn't think he was doing it, like the fact that he's blowing up, making these videos, she could look at that and be like, oh well, he's not doing it. He's being motivational, not realizing that he's been doing it behind the back the whole time.
Bro, he reacted to his own cheating in third person.
I mean, somebody get him a PR job, but that was crazy.
But this is why I'm like, like with social media, people see stuff and they like, oh, that's relationship goals. And I say, you don't know what them people go through. You know what they show you.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, everybody's an influencer. I'm like, influencing you to do what?
Well, it's
Everybody's an expert. I'm a relationship guru. How? But Steve Harvey did it.
Yeah.
Think like a man. Get my book. How many marriages? That's your business, but like, it don't add up. The two don't go together.
That's why I always say, man.
I'd rather listen to you or someone I know. My grandparents were together for 60 plus years. I'd rather talk to them on some real stuff because maybe it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows over there. Versus like, oh, somebody's showing me what it should look like or what it could look like. And then you just selling a book?
See, my thing
And
is,
people is putting you on a pedestal?
I think he's so narcissistic. So those type of people in their head, all like
They're never wrong.
all of it sounds right. And then now it's to the point where he's making that third person video to try and save it and explain to the people. But in his head, he think it's right, but everybody like, Come on, man. The jig up.
Everybody, the thing is, man, is that
The jig is up.
everybody wants to paint a perfect picture, but if you, I mean, I had said
It don't
it before.
exist.
I said it before in one of the, like, I used to write a lot, and I said that it's like everybody wants to paint a perfect picture, but if you look close enough, it's just a perfectly painted picture, and that's all it is. Is that people, social media is designed for that. Is to paint this perfect picture, and everybody thinks it's real, but if you really look at it, it's just a well painted picture. You don't see the truth. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to know that person, or you see something like this.
There's a meme out there, and I think it was originally intended for the Kardashians, but it's a big post that says "Stop making stupid people famous."
Mm-hmm.
That's
Again,
just stupid, right? Like,
Pretty
what?
much.
but he found a market of you know, technically women who are looking for the perfect guy and it's not working for them, and he's like, I'm gonna give you the how you get one, or the signs to look for if your man is cheating, or the what. So they soaking that up.
So he preying on insecure women.
Right.
Yeah.
Derek Jackson said,
Right.
miss me with that. Don't come to me about what some other dude said
Mm-hmm.
that don't walk in my, like, I'm not a fan. I ain't never been a fan. I don't idolize no person. And they put these people up there based on how many followers they got and this and that. And it's like, that dude is the poster child for narcissism.
But that's how. I mean, but that's the
He
name of the
really
game.
And
is.
in
she
social
looks
media,
so,
bro. Like,
she looks so
Uncomfortable.
empty.
Yeah,
Bro,
She
she
really
was just
did.
like holding his hand like,
yeah. Like if I didn't know, like she was like on some like sedatives or something like that. Like she popped a couple Xanaxes before that video, right? No.
she got digmatized. Just saying, they don't be in their right mind. Just whatever he says, and I hope and pray that she wake up. Here's the other part of me though.
But she kind of crazy too, though.
Well, I mean, like attracts like, crazy
Yeah,
attract
yeah,
crazy.
She got me,
Whatever.
right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if I don't know, she might be gone. It might be get out. The tea was too strong. She might be out. But I'm like, hopefully she's smart enough to leverage it to get out. Because
Well-
if she ain't really speaking.
well, see, because that was something that I looked at it when I saw the video. I said, "Yo, I think what I like. My thoughts on it is, it happened. It came out, and I think she knew about it before it came out. And I think her alternative to him was like, this is what you're gonna do because you embarrassed the hell out of me, and you want to play this. So now I'm gonna embarrass the hell out of you, and this is what you're going to do, thinking that it would work in that favor." But we all know that with society, it's actually counteracting what she maybe, because when you see her in the video, like you said, she doesn't speak, she doesn't say anything.
But if she come out with a book, cash a check.
That's, yeah.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. If she's smart enough,
smart.
I'ma sit in the cut, play this dumb role.
Yep.
And like we think, right, yo, she empty, whatever. I mean, that part energetically felt really real. But
Right.
like, or she's a really good actress. But like, play that role. Meanwhile, you over here writing your book.
Yep.
And then when you ready to go, here go my book of what really happened and who he really is. Now everybody's like,
Yep.
if she, you know, I mean, if you gonna play that game, then let's sell some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like back in the day. You had, what's the superhead girl? All these girls who was doing stuff. With, she wrote a book that say, here's everybody I slept with.
Oh, yeah.
That's a somebody. And people was eating that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if she gonna tell it,
Boy,
but
relationships
It's the
would be
perfect time, though.
torn apart with Superhead, boy.
bruh,
Yeah.
I mean, did you see her video?
Exes were
Man.
calling back.
Hey,
I mean, after
she took pride in it.
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna talk about it. I might have seen the video or two. And I was like, bruh, she should teach a class.
Everybody doing it.
She is the master trainer.
Yep.
Y'all gotta go get certified. She is the one. And then you wouldn't have Derek Jackson. People wouldn't even leave the house.
Right.
I know, right?
Like, yeah, I fold the clothes, I wash the dishes, yeah, she, yeah, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
It's real. So, anyway, moving forward. If anybody want a Krispy Kreme donut, just get a vaccine. And there you go. Diabetes.net. Just, you know what I'm saying? That's the gift. Risk your life, get some sugar. You could just go get Krispy Kreme yourself.
I got the sugar right here.
So,
But I know that's. Did you get yours?
I got a first shot.
You got the. But did you get the Krispy Kreme?
No, because you gotta
Why?
have both. You gotta have both shots. They want it.
You gotta have both to get one donut. They don't give you two donuts.
That's not true.
Y'all holding out.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Because the one that one of the clients said they did the Johnson &
So
Johnson
yeah,
one. He calls it the ouchie Fauci.
Here's the thing, because it's funny. So my kids are like, kids are like, Dad, once you get your shots, you'll get us those donuts, right? I'm like, I'm not going to get you those donuts. Here's the thing. I said it's a marketing ploy by Krispy Kreme. That's all it is, right? They'll give you, if you just go stand in line in Krispy Kreme, they'll give you a free donut just for showing up, right? They know nobody's gonna, or very few people are gonna show up and just take the one free donut and leave, right? They know that people are coming in and they're gonna buy more donuts.
I would buy like 3.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's for life though.
No, I think it's just for the rest of the year.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Because I heard that it was for the life of the card. Don't quote me on it though.
Donut pudding.
Like if
So
you
they just want to
yeah,
kill
like,
you with donuts instead.
Well, like if you have the
Hey,
card,
boost your immune system. Get a Krispy Kreme. Hello? Are y'all paying attention or no?
Yeah.
Wait.
Boost your immune system. I'm going to give you something that is going to go against that, though. Shout out to your 2 shots.
It doesn't make, I mean, like I said, it's entirely marketing. Wait, hang on, sorry, right here. So Krispy Kreme, every day from now till the end of the year,
So
you
it
must
is
show up
the
in
end.
person to get your freebie, right?
It's gonna be they're gonna be lined
Oh,
up
it-
like the Jew Jordans coming out.
It
It does
very
just
clear.
say, just show your vaccination card, so maybe I don't need to have both shots. But anyway, it's all marketing because they know I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy more than one donut.
for sure.
However,
What if you make a T-shirt with the vaccination card on it and you walk in?
you should probably
Do
do
that
that.
count?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm for it. Don't steal my ideas, bastards.
You know they're not the only ones who are giving away free
Well,
stuff, right?
Marijuana
somebody.
company.
That's right.
Okay, cool. Keep
That's
them
right.
high.
There's a dispensary. One of them's down in Texas.
Meth? Is meth in on this?
No,
Oh, they don't got it.
but
You can
there's
go-
a
where's
there's a
it- where's it-
program
You can go there. They can have
called
that.
Portland.
Portland. You can
You
get
can
Portland.
go
You can
Portland,
have
man.
Portland.
Pot for Shots.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And so this is in where's this?
It's
This is in
legit.
Detroit. They're giving away free pre-rolled joints through the end of March. If you
It's
got-
so
if you got-
cold in the deep.
Bro.
Listen,
The one in Tempe is giving away just one free edible if you get your vaccine.
they not even raising the stakes.
Yeah,
You
no.
ain't giving away nothing of nobody type to be like, you know what? Well,
But here's the thing.
One edible?
One edible?
Nobody's gonna get the vaccine and go, I've never had an edible before, but now that it's free, like that's not happening, right? It's all marketing. They're just trying to get their name in the news. It's just like this Derek Jackson dude. They just want to get their name in the news.
It's in the news.
Yeah, look what they're
It's in the
doing.
news.
Man,
So it ain't.
just get
I
your
mean, we
donuts
just
though. The
mentioned
kid, the
it,
baby
right?
wants them.
I had
And
clients.
they
I
all
had
the way in
yep.
Detroit. So
Which? Yeah.
no, I'm just saying the marketing working.
Well, it's just like they
Yeah.
say, bad
Yeah,
publicity is good publicity.
Right.
That's
there's
what I'm
no-
saying.
there's no
People
bad
are
word.
riding that. That's
Yeah.
the thing. There's no bad. That's what people
Yeah.
are now.
The fact that
That's
people
like the
mention
newest-
it's in their mouths.
Mhm.
Yeah. They don't care. They like, boy, put the sex tape out and then sell them a product. So you get talked bad about and then straight to the bank.
Right.
So at what point?
Cha-ching.
Yeah. Krispy Kreme. come
But
on.
there's better stuff that they could give away.
Yeah.
Why though?
Give me like a new car. Like treat it like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, like I mean, it
Do the
doesn't even-
Oprah. You get a car with the vaccine. You get a car.
It doesn't even have
Some
to be
people-
that nice. Like, hey,
No.
you know what? Like, just money. Like, whatever. Just pay me to get the shot, right? You know, like,
People's their lab rat lives.
Right?
when's Starbucks gonna jump in with like free
Starbucks
coffee?
been had
Fuck Starbucks.
that They probably working on something.
Somebody's got to get over.
But somebody got to step their game up though. They doing bottom feeder stuff.
Free tacos. Can I get free
But
tacos?
I'm not like I
No.
can't. I don't buy the hype of Starbucks, man.
I'm just saying, but the way
No. Yeah,
But they don't need the
They don't
the
need
marketing,
it.
right?
They
Exactly.
don't really need it.
Exactly. That's
Krispy
why
Kreme struggling like that?
Yeah.
I think they are. Yeah.
I feel like this is a play. This is a play, and this is kind of going into like a financial thing. But I think this is the same play that, in essence, they did with GameStop. It's a stock that's not worth anything. Like Krispy Kreme isn't really worth. Yeah, so that you get the publicity on it. Now you're driving more business, and you know what I mean. You're essentially increasing the like you said. It's a marketing tactic, right? Because you know nobody's gonna go in there and be like, "Can I just have my one free donut? I just drove 10 miles because you guys are the only Krispy Kreme."
Right.
You know what I mean? So
It's
you're gonna buy.
Postmated. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Postmate one donut.
That's
Yeah.
right. Bring my one.
It's gonna cost you about $300.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
You're gonna pay the.
Y'all never noticed that,
They
man?
don't see
DoorDash,
that.
like
They
you
don't care.
order like a $20 meal from DoorDash and it costs you about $75.
I'm gonna be honest. I ain't
Yeah.
never really.
Yeah.
I mean, I make them do it all. So
And then ask
He's
the
got
tip
people.
driver.
yeah, it ain't
Yeah,
even
then
on
you
my
gotta
phone.
tip the driver. Like,
Right. Why didn't you tip the driver? You just
Yeah.
charge you $50.
bro, I had a guy drop off food and he was in a Tesla and he was like, "So you gonna tip?" And I looked at him and I was like, "Bro, you serious right now? Like you delivering pizza in a Tesla?"
You gotta pay for the Tesla.
No, play. I don't care. I got a tip.
I got a lift one time to the gym years ago that was in a Tesla. So it's like, I mean, it's a thing.
I mean, there's no pay for gas, right?
Yeah, it was fast too. I'll give him props.
No,
He
the
showed
Teslas
me.
are quick. Yeah, they're quick.
I like my car too much, but
They whip you. They like you.
it's too quiet for me.
Yeah, I can't.
You see the new Tesla Roadster that's coming out?
Nah,
Yeah, that was pretty
pull it up, bro. You killing me.
It's
What's it called?
Killing me, Smalls. Shit, it's killing me, bro. It's like it was like a little pop thing. I'm like, bro.
I think it was
People
0 to
listen.
60 in 2-point-something seconds or something like that. 250 miles an hour top end speed. It was crazy.
Man, the new roaster.
Yeah, the new Tesla.
Well,
I was
whatever
like,
it's
For
called.
500,000.
yeah,
Nah,
it was 200.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. Is it quiet?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
silent.
nope. I need that.
Actually, you can get an app. Like I think it has like an app, like a little
I
program.
need
you
that.
can-
I think that's an add-on with the new Ford.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
so many of those new Ford Mustang EVs out on the road lately. That's like a bunch of them. I think they actually have an add-on where it'll make the noise. They put a fucking speaker in under the
Yeah.
hood and it makes the noise of the engine.
Yeah.
You gotta have the vibration
Yeah,
though.
the-
You can't just have the noise.
Okay.
I'm just saying, bro. You gotta feel that.
All right. Okay, Serena.
Yeah, Serena know what's up. Shout out to the Scat Pack of Life. You know what I mean? Mopar or no car. What?
Oh
my
my God. People join the game.
You know what I mean? Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Shout out to all my
accepted to all the
Mopar.
forums
Yeah,
now. He on all the forums and everything.
I'm not. I'm still new. I'm
That's
still a
what I'm
virgin
saying.
in the game, but you know what I mean? You see I be driving slow. You was rolled up on me today? Yeah. I'll be chilling, man. I don't be all extra.
You can hear it.
You can hear it. That's it.
When I following you, you like cast the light, and then I had the wait, and then I saw you zoom. I
I have
Ernest
my
is in his
moments.
car like, ugh. You just feel like the shock waves coming out of your car.
When the light turn yellow, yellow mean go. So
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow means hurry up.
yeah, I had to hurry up. And then I was
You
like,
can make it.
I was like, oh snap, he is following me, and then I slowed down.
They
Make
good
sure
out
he
here
can
with
still
that
see.
though, man. They hit that yellow like just enough to
Oh,
where you
yeah.
like, can I make? Nope, I ain't gonna make. And then you're like, skirt, trying to stop. Like, I don't trust Scottsdale, man. Them lights.
You know?
Or
They
like
got
some people
cameras.
run
They got
red
cameras
lights,
everywhere.
Cause like sometimes I like almost run it, and then I'm like, how did this dude even make it? He's like behind me.
Yeah,
like,
and still run.
like 20 feet, and he makes it.
They don't
Yeah.
care.
I'm
yeah.
like,
But when that flash go off,
Yeah, that's when you
That
they
ticket
gonna
ain't
see
no
you
joke.
like, got me.
right.
That ticket's
That happened to
like
me
a
once
$600
coming back
ticket.
from Vegas.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like that's the one thing they don't play out here. They don't play with DUIs and they don't play with red light, like running red lights,
Oh yeah.
or even speeding through like a regular light, like that has like the little lights on it. You'll still get
Yeah,
it.
they sent me that joint in the mail, like,
Yeah.
wow. But I didn't do it on purpose. I was coming from Vegas. I think I was
Coming
low
to
key
New
falling
York house,
asleep.
I see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like coming here,
Yeah.
like I come through 44th and Camelback. So when I come
Hey
north,
man, you giving away grid coordinates, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
there's
There's
one in-
people watching this.
I think there's one.
I gotta come from there. I don't live over there. I'm just trying to give y'all a general location.
Yeah,
of
we
where the
trying to
lights
have
are.
Yeah,
stalkers,
so
man.
somewhere down by 44th and Camelback.
Oh my god.
I had a buddy that used to work at Wright Toyota up there on Frank Lloyd Wright, and they used to have one of those right out, like right in front, like a speed trap thing, and everybody just goes blowing down.
Oh, Frank Lloyd?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just like 65, 70 miles an hour, and it was like a 40 zone, right? And he goes, man, at night it looks like a light show out here. He goes, it's just like pop, 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 pop all night long.
That one does not.
Crazy.
That one is a big one. You always see that one.
That one's gone now. They took it out, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's another one.
There's a
on-
red light camera there, but this
Yeah.
was an actual speed camera, just like
Oh,
the
okay,
speed
okay,
one.
no.
Yeah.
I know because the red light one, that one's always popping.
Oh yeah.
People just
Every time the light turns red, somebody gets it there.
Because then they got that red line, but like you gotta like stop before that, or you gotta be through that. But then they got smart too, and it's on the other side, like on the opposite end too.
Just cut the check. You know what I'm
They
saying?
ain't even got a driver. They ain't even gotta be driving
Not
around
doing
looking.
nothing.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, moving on in life. Anybody here eat cinnamon toast crunch?
Oh, I heard about that.
I mean, I got a solution for y'all, but I'm gonna save that.
Is
But if you
Cinnamon
want
Toast
shrimp-
Crunch vegan?
You want shrimp in your cinnamon toast crunch or rabbit droppings? What's the topic?
Is that what they're
known
saying?
for?
The black stuff at the bottom?
That's what they're
Is
saying.
rabbit droppings?
Or a mouse dropping. I don't know what the difference is.
Well, mouses are bigger than rabbits.
Well, the drop.
No, rabbits are bigger than
They
mice.
can't tell.
That was in the same box, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, a couple of different boxes. People been posting saying, "Hey,
What?
this was in mine."
Okay, tell the whole story for people who don't know, because we already know the story. But
Well, so apparently somebody found shrimp tails.
Right.
Ooh, and they
Oh
cinnamon,
my
and they cinnamon toast crunch, and then took pictures of it and tagged what's it?
General Mills.
General Mills,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Nah, that's just the sugar got balled up in the
Right.
in the homework life." And they like, "Nah, bro, look at this. This is
Right.
not balled up sugar. Like, come on, man, own your stuff." And then so they've been trying to like deflect it, but you know, Twitter undefeated, so more people are coming out like, "This was in mine. This was in mine."
But I thought our cereal was like contaminated like that because it's in
Yeah, but you ain't never
warehouse
opened no cereal. You-
made.
But how is shrimp in the
The shrimp tails thing is weird. I mean, whatever.
There's shrimp in the
Yeah, but then-
wherever they in the manufacturing place. How did they get in the bag? Where's you making your cereal at? That's what I want to know.
Nah,
Lake Placid?
whoever was working that line was eating some
I know,
fish,
right?
and they were just like, or some shrimp were like, yeah.
Dropped in or something.
They like, I got shrimp and grits in my cinnamon toast crunch.
They just threw the tail into one of the factory
It
lines.
was like 4.
So the dude who originally posted it is a comedian. So originally everybody's like, he's just being funny, right?
Right.
It's a big
Yeah.
joke, whatever. And then he's like, no, for real. Like, these were in my cinnamon toast crunch. Like, it's not, I didn't make this up.
Right.
So everybody kind of like played it off like, he's just doing it for publicity or something like that. It's like, for real, there was shrimp tails in my cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Monster. Monster had that what was it? That rat that was found in one of their drinks.
I did see that a long time
That
ago.
was a big thing that happened a couple years back.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
man.
the
Look.
Strange Brew. Everybody's seen that.
Shrimp
The
tails.
what?
That ain't no
You
sugar.
guys ever see the movie Strange Brew with Bob and Doug McKenzie, the two Canadian guys? Yeah, they tried to grow them out.
So somebody said this was rat feces, and they're like, he said he getting it tested though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he ate that. What is you doing over there?
Nothing.
Man.
Look at the guilty face over there. I'm just like, I don't know what you're
She
talking
better
about.
be fine.
No, it wasn't like that. Like a live video came up,
Yeah.
and then I was trying to like press something, and then
You
I
were trying to
pressed
like
it. Yeah.
Like the video,
No.
the busted video.
It just popped up out of nowhere. and
Doing
then
the
I
silhouette challenge
That's
over there.
crazy.
You watching?
pressed it. Yeah, I was like, man.
But yeah, so people are look at that, bro. You can't tell me that's sugar.
No, those are definitely shrimp tails.
Come on, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, shrimp tails is
That's
out
rough.
there. So then, what do you do though? Like, can you sue them? Do you just get some cocktail sauce and just call it a day? Like, what do you do?
That'd be a tough
Yeah.
lawsuit, man.
You can't sue them unless there's some kind of damages. Did you get sick? Did you,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you got-
hopefully he got the vaccine. He immune to.
Right, yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Already ate shrimp in his. Ugh.
It's
I would
nasty.
prefer if the whole shrimp was in there and been like, okay, something happened in this process.
Yeah, no.
That is like someone ate this
Ate it.
already.
That's what I'm telling you, bro.
They had
Somebody
it for
on
lunch.
the
Shrimp
line
and
was
grits.
eating for
Had it
lunch
for
and
lunch.
just threw it in
Well,
there.
here's what could have happened. It could have been a whole shrimp, and then the rats got in there.
Yeah, because the rat droppings is there
Ate
too.
the shrimp, and then that's how the droppings got. There you go.
So this is the other part of the shrimp came out the rat side. What?
No, that's
Oh,
nasty.
is that
Yeah, God.
My kids love cinnamon toast crunch too. That's part of the problem. I'm like, I don't think we should buy this anymore.
Go with the bootleg.
But no, it ain't bootleg.
Cinnamons.
No,
I'm
bro.
trying to find.
I'm gonna send y'all a picture, man. It's Cascade Valley something. Anyways, there's a cereal company they make. It's literally cinnamon toast crunch, and there ain't no shrimp in there. At least as far as I know.
So far,
We good.
is it vegan?
Yeah. What? What do you think? It got pork in it?
I'm just asking. Is cinnamon toast crunch vegan?
I don't know.
But the Cascade Valley one is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
I think it's Cascade Valley. I got it at home. I'll send y'all. I'll be putting y'all on game low key. Y'all be getting mad because y'all be like, dang, he got a solution for all the stuff.
But there's a better solution.
What's that?
There's a guy on IG. He got a channel where he makes cinnamon toast crunch in the blender, and then he blends it, makes the dough, then he cut it in like squares, put it in the oven, and then you got your like cinnamon toast crunch. I was trying to find the link.
The
but-
cereal?
Cascade
Yeah,
Farms.
he makes it. He
Watch
makes
this. Bop. I got them at home right now.
So Cinnamon Toast Crunch is not vegan
You will love it.
because it's got
Bruh.
vitamin D3 in it. Did you know that?
Nope, but I don't buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But I didn't know vitamin D3 made it not vegan.
What does the D stand for?
vitamin-
Like donkey?
Well, no, it's from some kind of an animal product, often from wool wax, like sheep.
See, that's the stuff I be talking about. Why you gotta put a sheep in the cereal?
Which is vitamins. They're just fortified with vitamins, but apparently that vitamin is most commonly derived from lanolin, which is in sheep's wool. So it's not vegan. I did not know that. That's interesting. Sometimes we gotta look at it. Every time we look at labels, right?
You want my ingredients? There's vitamin E. There's no D. Whole grain wheat, cane sugar, rice flour, sunflower oil, oat fiber.
What's
more sugar.
vitamin D? What's your issue with vitamin D?
It's just D3 apparently.
D3
is apparently
from an
derived
animal.
from a sheep.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
no animal products in the vegan cereal, right?
So I'm just throwing that out there. If you want to change your game, Cascadian Farm, come get this work.
All right. I don't eat cereal, but okay.
For the cereal eaters out there. No, you don't.
That's what I mean. It probably
I'm gonna put y'all on, and then D gonna be like, bruh,
probably doesn't have.
show me that card.
Okay. So
It don't.
yeah.
And it's from Washington, so shout out to Washington
Oh,
State.
there
Hey.
There you go.
The truth comes out.
Nah. Anyways, so all you cereal eaters, check for the shrimp and things and droppings. They're like, oh, cinnamon toast crunch with chocolate.
Nasty.
It was a cinnamon toast crunch, all right.
Nasty.
They put chocolate chips in the cinnamon toast crunch. That's good.
Bro.
And then Rats is over there like, gotcha, bitch. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
horrible. Like the pictures make it awful.
Hey, man. They just gotta do a better job of like keeping stuff clean.
Well, that's what General Mills came out. They're like, no, it's not possible. Like we're clean, everything's super clean. There's no way that
But
happens.
they gotta deny it.
Is it possible? And nobody knows.
The glove
right?
don't fit, you know what I mean?
Is it possible that it was contaminated afterwards, like in the store or something like that? Possible.
I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm saying it would be a hard lawsuit.
Right. How
Because you
prove
have,
it,
I mean,
right?
you have so many. I mean, there's just same thing with like rice. My grandmother always made me wash rice because she used to tell me when she worked in the factories and stuff like.
I've heard
would
some
run
horror
around.
stories about rice in general that
Right.
I be trying to like.
But it's true though, bro. You just take a tube like this and you just fill it up with water and you'll see it's all like yellow and brown and that's what I'm saying. Like for me, if I eat rice out anywhere else, like it doesn't sit well with me. But if I do it at home and I make like it's because I thoroughly will like hand wash my damn rice like, and then you see it all come out so it's literally just clear and then from there. But I've also heard like there's a lot of like fake rice out there, plastic and stuff.
yeah.
They say you could test it by just putting a little bit, what is it? You put it on a skillet, and then you just put the rice on there, and then I think like you'll see it if it pops or like you'll see the rice like disappear.
Really?
Yeah, there was a big article about that where it's like they're using, I mean, they're doing like half and half.
Yeah.
Like they're like literally
Fillers.
taking like plastic, like.
It's the same with like watermelon, like some of the fruit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or I seen them, man, I had one time and I was like, this is not a watermelon. And it was like some stretch, like I was low key sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, what is this? And I could like, bro, it's like rubber. And I was like, I ain't buying no more. If it ain't got seeds in it,
Yeah.
if it ain't I'm good. That whole like in Safeway
The
freaking,
little small ones.
yeah, bro. My whole stomach was hurt.
But they do that with a lot of stuff. Lettuce. There's like lettuces. I've seen.
Oh, that too. I seen that.
Lettuce is
Yeah.
fake. Like it's all.
Nothing
plastic.
real out here,
Yep.
man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you like, I don't want to read this. I eat rice every day.
Well, I do. I mean, I eat rice.
I know. I'm here. We all effed up. Anyway, we're going to move on. This part, the greatest part of the show left. You know what I'm saying? It's called Where They Do That At. All right, well, your boy's in the news. Young Nas X got a new shoe coming out. And I'm going to be honest, the Satan shoe is coming. Or it's here. Or whatever. And I'm going to say this publicly because I thought I would never say it because Dino sent me a video of Candace Owens, who I don't agree with ever. And I listened to her whole 11-minute speech. And I was like, yo, I agree. For the first time ever. So, I know people are up in arms. Supposedly it's supposed to have a drop of human blood on
One
the
drop
shoe.
of human
And it's
blood.
called the Satan whatever.
666.
There you go. So, there's people in the world that'll say, that's not nothing, right? And I'm coming from the standpoint of like, no, these people are evil AF. They know what they doing. And now they so comfortable that they ain't even trying to hide what it is, who they worship or who they believe in and all that stuff. It's like, nope. Here you go. Right in your face. Truth hidden in plain sight. And, you know, I think he's just being used, whatever that's worth. Or maybe Freddie B got a different perspective.
I do got a different perspective.
I didn't watch the video.
Right.
But I do understand that industry, since that's what we're talking about,
Right.
is very dark.
So
period.
Who you saying are the? You said that they're putting it right out there. This is
The powers that be.
The powers that be. Okay.
Whoever
so
control the money.
Right. Okay. So record
Nike,
companies, whatever.
record company, whoever is them people, the elite.
Yeah.
I don't like to call them that because I don't think they're elite in my life, but the elite
Gotcha. Okay.
is sending the message. And you know that his target market is young kids. That's even more why I have a problem with it.
Because you started, I mean,
Easily influenced.
well, because it's like they say, it only takes one generation to change society and history. And that's literally it. You market the new generation that's, I mean, look at the new kids that are growing up now. Our kids that are growing up now are born, they're literally birthed into a cell phone. They don't know how to have normal conversations. They know how to be sheep in society. And that's what they want. Because people like us, that's where you still have the rebellion that'll step up and people will be like, nah, I'm not with all that, or I'm a boycott, or I mean, whatever topic you want to talk about, there's always going to be a resistance that's going to happen. Whereas these new kids that are coming up, the newer generation, they're more susceptible to just being like, okay, and go with the flow.
I'm
not saying that they are, but there is a mass majority that are. There is a lot more.
I think they got some. I know what you're saying, but I feel like there's in that generation, if you will, or whatever. There's also an other side where they're like, nope, we're not going for that. Right?
For sure.
Like
but the problem, I think they are. There is a side of that, which is, I mean, you saw it with GameStop. You saw it they're starting to expose a lot of these people because of social media. They're using it to their benefits. But there's still another aspect of it that runs even deeper, and it's still the same problem that was happening even in our generation and before that, is that there's a huge factor that nobody has really taken the time, and it's happening now. It's the financial aspect of it. Yeah, these kids are exposing a lot of these people, but like you look at, and I keep bringing up the whole GameStop thing just because I see it even with my clients. These kids are making boatloads of money, and then turning around and like, bro, I just made a crap ton, man. These hedges, like, screw them, F them, this and that. And I'm all like, yo, props to you guys. Like, you did what they've been doing to us for years. But then they turn around and they're like, man, I'm about to go hit up Miami. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, you withdrawing there? Yeah, bro, I just made 20, 30 grand. Bro, you know you got to pay 30-something% on taxes on that? Bro, I ain't worried about that. And that's what they're betting on. You see what I'm saying? So even though these kids are exposing, right, there's still that factor that they're not, and that's where I'm saying that a lot of them are just kind of stuck onto this and not really, you know what I'm saying, like learning a lot of other things that are going to help them to further it.
I think there's stupid people in every generation. Lots of them. Lots of stupid people that are going to follow along with whatever the trend is in every generation. My generation, your generation, the kids today, whatever. There's always going to be sheep, right? There's people that aren't smart enough to make their own decisions, right? That's what marketing is. Let's figure out what those sheep are going to do. Now, it's funny because we were in here before when you were still trying to find your shirt or whatever, and I have a completely different take on the video, on the lyrics, and I still don't agree with anything Candace Owens ever said. So
you didn't watch her though.
No, I was listening to part of it while you were playing it earlier. So here's the thing, because I watched the video, I think that it's Lil Nas X saying he's calling out all those people. He's calling out the record company. He's calling out all those people, and he's saying, man, this is how it is. They are Satan. They are treating me. They're trying to use me, and I'm not going to let it happen. And we've seen this for years. I mean, we saw this with Prince when he changed his name to a symbol, right? Because he didn't want the record company to be able to tell him what to do. We've seen this. I mean, he's not the first person to do this. So I took it as Lil Nas X trying to empower himself. Like if you watch the video, he's sitting by a tree, he's playing his guitar, he's chilling out, and then it's supposed to be like Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden, right thing. And then the snake comes down, and then he turns and he's talking to the snake. I think he's trying to call them out. I think he's trying to highlight the way that they're treating him. That was the way I took it, and which is not the way Candace Owens took it. So I disagree with. But and then the funny thing was, we said, the only way we're going to find that out, we're going to have to ask Lil Nas X.
Well, I'm not gonna ask. I didn't see the video.
Right.
You sent me the clip, and when I heard, because first of all, I was like, why is Candace Owens on my phone?
Right.
So that was, I don't listen to her at all.
Well, then I said, and you were listening to it, I'm like,
he's like, that Candace Owens? I was like, yeah. And I was like, and for the first time in life, I agree, because she was talking about the darker side of the music industry, of the entertainment industry, and how they play on us as whatever you want to call the consumers, right? We listen, you can say what you want, but we set trends, no matter what. Absolutely. We set the trends that everybody follows. Absolutely. You want to talk like, you want to sound like, you don't want to get treated like, but you want to do all the other stuff. Whether that's box braids, which we've been doing for years. You got the lip injection movement, which we got made fun of. You got the ass injections, because typically by nature, women of color have bigger, it's all there. So I'm listening to her and I'm like, no, in that regard, she is right. That is what's happening. You're being used to promote something because they know that we set the tone. So I can't speak on the video because I haven't watched it, but I did say this to you because you were like, I didn't see nothing. Wrong.
It didn't bother me.
And I'm like, but I see things differently, because there's stuff that I see that is across the board in a lot of entertainment and a lot of people's performances, and it's subtle. Where I'll be like, oh shit, what was that? Pause, go back. Oh, you didn't catch that, but I caught it. So I could watch that and be like, oh, he's calling them out. But from the little bit of information that I got, I'm like, no, he's not calling them out. He's showing you, they're making light of, this is who we worship. And we're so comfortable now, we're going to put it in your face with a shoe, with the 6'6", whatever. Call it a Satan. Where's the Air Jesus shoe then? Where's the heaven shoe? I'm just saying, and I don't just think about this in music. I think about a lot of stuff. It's everywhere. Cars, same. I love my car, but I know they got a car called a demon. Everything is played like it's a game. Oh, here you go. And we don't think nothing about it. Oh, we say it all the time. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Well, why you ain't going to play the angel advocate?
Because that saying means something, though, right? That's not historically, particularly in the music industry, the more, and not just with black people, but you want to go back to, hey, even the Beatles, even Elvis Presley, when Elvis Presley was shaking his hips, right? Oh, it's the devil's music, right? And what did that do? Everybody wanted to buy it because, oh yeah, it's cool, it's badass, right? It's rebellious. And that's so at this point, how the hell are you going to get more rebellious than the shit that we had? People biting the heads off bats and shit.
But I don't think it's about rebellion. I'm talking about who people worship. They're letting you know that, hey, this is who we worship.
No, he's not doing that. That's not what he's doing. He's not doing it. You got to watch the video. That's not what he's doing. He's calling out the record company saying that they...
So he funded this music video and this song. What did the words say? Because you said you read the words.
It's funny because the lyrics don't really support either argument. The lyrics are about something totally different, right? So the lyrics are about some dude that he was dating and he didn't. I mean, I'll pull it up. Right?
It's like idolizing or people that he idolizes. It has nothing to do with. It's the.
So that
opposite.
don't make you question it at all.
Yeah. So what did
the words don't match the video?
So what did the record company
nowadays match the words?
Right.
I don't watch. I don't know. I mean, but I used to be in music videos.
Right.
But what the song was about matched.
Yeah, but that's not that hasn't been that way in years.
Right. So what did the record company try to get him to do? How did they get him to try to make the song? All these things. And he was like, no, I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to make this video to call
Yeah, but
you
then
out.
don't you think that they would have nixed the video though? They wouldn't have let that go through.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they look at it and go, oh yeah, that's going to be super controversial and we're going to sell a lot of records because of it, right? You never know. You never know what goes on behind closed doors. Yes, I agree and we know that happens, right? There's lots of situations where that happens, right? So it doesn't have anything to do with Satan or anything, right? Like it's not about that, the lyrics. It's just about some dude that he was.
Yeah, but I think everything been going left with him. Like regardless. Now, from my point, I haven't seen the story. Like this is the first time I'm hearing all of this.
Right.
But this is the same guy that like got a pair of fake breasts.
Well,
Did y'all know about that?
No.
So he got like a boob job. The dude.
To be like implants so that he looks like he's got muscles?
No. He said I was bored and got some breasts.
Did he get him taken out? Because I don't think he's got him in the video.
No, but if you see him, it's fake, but it's
okay.
like he posted something like that. So he's been doing some kind of weird.
He's a little out there. I mean, I'm not
Weird
gonna
stuff.
say that, right? The other thing is, I was telling Dino, he came up from Old Town Road was. I mean, he wrote that, he promoted it, he recorded it, right? He was super independent, right? And he was making tons of money off that record before Billy Ray Cyrus got on there, right? Record company puts Billy Ray Cyrus on, it goes #1 for something stupid like 16 weeks in a row, right? He makes even more money. I don't think he needs the money right now. I think he can tell the record company, you know what?
Right.
But how do
You can't just tell the record company he already
Who's
signed.
pulling the strings?
Right.
And
Well,
who's-
He's signed.
So this is how he rebels, right? This is how he rebels.
I don't know. Me reading this is not. I'm reading this and saying, and this is your target market audience is kids.
I said the same thing. I said, this is not a
Okay.
kid's song. This is not a kid's song. There's no question about that.
So if you don't want kids singing that, because he put a little something in there about saying and Eve, and I caught it.
That dude is something.
Was he see what I'm saying? Look,
I just don't know how you go from Old Town Road and like you chill and this and that to then all of a sudden like this is your next big hit that you drop. I mean that like there's some significant shit that has happened between Old Town Road and this. I mean that like
this
bro,
was
we're
in between that.
right, and that's it. And you're saying that's in between like that. There's
Yeah, I saw it.
this is like I mean like that's crazy. Like I could understand like at least. You know, but at least with Kanye, like we saw like the transition, right? Like we seen like this
But
is
even
literally,
that,
like,
you,
boom,
you
boom,
could
like,
take that, right? 'Cause I'm talking about the industry as a whole, right? This doesn't shock me. I'm like, this is what it's about.
well, it's always been that.
But before, to some degree, it was decorated, where you had to catch something, or someone had to tell you, hey, did you really listen to the lyrics?
Now
And you
it's
like,
full
nah,
blown.
really
Now it's
listen
full
to it.
blown.
Oh, he said this. Now it's like, here you go, right in your face. And we're like, nah, that ain't what they doing. That's not.
But that's the
But
play.
Kanye was
Who's
Kanye
putting it right
was
in your face? That's the
Kanye
question.
was college dropout.
Right.
He was talking about some real, you would be like, yo, wow. Like, yes, he makes major points to whatever happened.
Right.
And then it's like the money, the fame, the whatever. And then all that stuff you was saying ain't never talked about no more. And I'm like, why is that always the narrative? Back in the day, I'm not saying I condone that either. Rappers were talking about their reality in their neighborhoods, or we're going to sell drugs to get up out of here. Not my life, but I understand.
Right.
Now, at least a lot of this that's being pushed out there is take drugs, do drugs,
Well, it's
more
because-
drugs. He's talking about cocaine.
It goes back to what you were
2
saying.
kids
though.
are his
It's-
market.
It's
Wow.
the fact that it's before, back in the day. I think as I think more about it, I think that back in the day, hip hop and all of that, the reason why it was so big and it was so trend-setting and these guys were able to get away with what they were doing and they were singing about real stuff was because the music industry in urban hip hop was like this stuff was happening, right? And it was happening without the powers that be's control over it. Like this stuff was just going on, and then it was blowing up organically so much. And let's be honest, like the only thing that was popping back then was MTV or whatever. What you know what I'm saying? Like there was
Right,
no
there's
real
no outlet,
culture,
yeah.
right? And then all of a sudden this stuff is happening. So these record labels are like, yo. But then there was this fear of how do we get there, right? Like how do we go into Brooklyn and to Compton and these areas and get these people, right? So then they started giving these deals and this and that to where now you look at it. Now the record labels are coming out and they're saying, bro, we don't, like, Brian got time for no mixtape. Like, you better show me some numbers. Like, I did music and I was in the industry, like trying to make it in the industry. And it's like talking to record labels and stuff like that. And it's funny, man. They literally are looking at you like, yo, what's your portfolio? Oh, you ain't sold out no shows. You ain't got a minimum of 50,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you sell out a building? What's the most you can sell out? What's your biggest hit? How many views you have on, like, so they want you to do all the work so that all they got to do is just be like, oh, this guy is the marketable. He's got 1 million views like Lil Nas X. He produced his own song, recorded the own song, engineered it, you know what I'm saying? Got it mixed, mastered, put it out. So now the record label just sits back and goes, hey man, we're going to give you a deal. You did the whole thing.
Right.
So they're not having to do anything. So now it's different because now they're waving it and saying here, somebody who's coming up from that is like, damn, bro, I had to do all this work. And then I think what's happening is they're getting there. And then that next phase kicks in where it's like, hey, you want to be the next Jay-Z? You want to be the next Kanye? Well, here's what you got to do. Sell your soul. You see what I'm saying? And make this happen. And that's when you're starting to see the transition. And like you said, those little hints that as everybody likes to deem it, all these conspiracy theorists. Well, it's funny because a lot of those conspiracy theories that people were talking about are being thrown out like this,
Right
like
in your face.
the shoe itself. If you look at the photo of it, the threading on the 97s is literally it's like a major orgasm, like a major orgy going on, like on the shoe. Like that's what the photo is, and it's like, yo, like this is really being promoted, like. But then again, it's this is what's happening, and then what's going on is that we as a society, we look at that and we like, bro. Hell no, man. Corporate America ain't, bro. They ain't finna put that on national TV. I was talking about when the New Year's ball drop. These dudes, what's his name, Cooper, Anderson Cooper, and all. They were talking about shrooms and fucking cocaine and all kinds of shit during the ball drop. And I'm like in my house with my people. I'm like, yo, is anybody seeing this shit? And everybody's like, man, that shit just crazy. What?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not hidden no more.
No.
It's not shy about
Okay, but
what it's about.
You said that rappers coming up used to talk about their reality, whether it was how is this not his reality right now? He's like super famous. It's about, he's not saying he takes drugs. He's not saying he wants to. He's saying he's talking about this other dude, right? He's saying you're doing cocaine and drinking with your friends. You live in the dark. I cannot pretend. I'm not phased, only here to sin. He's talking about somebody else. So, I mean, he's not promoting it. He's saying, dude, there's something wrong with you. You're dark. Why are you taking all these
Is he or
drugs?
is he talking about
That's what
himself?
I think he's talking about this other dude. Because it's all about talking about somebody else that,
But could it be that he's saying it in a third person?
well, it could be
Because
anything.
that's a story, right?
It could be anything, but pretty, I mean,
I get what
he's
you're saying,
talking about
yeah.
something.
Right.
He's saying, you this, you that, right? You're cute enough, you're whatever. So you're drinking with your friends. He's talking about all that stuff. So it is his reality. That's the life that he lives now. He lives this crazy ass jet set life. He goes to crazy parties. That's what he does, right? So he's just writing about his life and he's saying, this dude is not cool. He's the devil or whatever, right? I don't really have a defense for the shoe. I don't know where that came from. Other than it's part of the song. He's saying, hey man, right?
But okay, to that point then, if we're going that angle, then here's the difference. When NWA dropped "Fuck the Police," they did everything that they could to shut that down.
Right.
Why
It
isn't
wasn't
that being
promoted.
done now? Whereas now it's being promoted. So maybe you're right? Maybe you're absolutely right. This is his reality that he's living. Cool. But I would think somebody like that, like they did with Kaepernick, when Kaepernick was like, I'm going to take the knee, Nike was like, nah, we don't stand for that. Right? They didn't promote it. But then when they saw the marketing point on it, and they were like, oh, we can bring him back. Let's try to run it. Let's make some money. Let's cut him a check. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I think maybe you're right. But then if that's the case, and they're not behind it, why are they behind it and allowing it?
That's
Because
my
they didn't
question
allow
is
it back
always
then.
why?
Nike's
Why?
already come out and said they have nothing to do with the shoe. That's what they said. I'm
But
just telling you,
okay, so
that's
then,
like,
but
right.
again, no, because I did read that. They did come out publicly and were like, hey, this isn't a collab. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that he designed this shoe and put it out there. He bought 666 and had somebody else build it. I think that's what I was reading or something like
Right.
that. But even then, you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You mean to tell me they can't be like, because they did it with the Nike the Nike Air Max 1s that came out with the American flag, but it ended up having, because I actually had them in my hand, and they came out, but it was the 13 colony flag. They did that flag on the back, and then literally I remember because I was holding them, I was like, that's weird. Why'd they put that on? And I was like, I'll hold off on it. Maybe I'll cop them. And I put them down. The next day, they were swiped out of every store. That shoe went from $125 to about almost $1,000 on the market on Go within a day. So you can't tell me 666 pairs.
Oh, they're gonna sell like that. Like,
But wouldn't a corporation who doesn't stand behind it take it off and be like, nah, bro, this ain't happening? Because that's their brand.
It could still happen if there's enough backlash, right?
The backlash is it's coming. It's already happening.
Yeah.
One of my boys, somebody already made the shoe. It's on my phone. I can't even show you. They took the same shoe and put Chick-fil-A on there in red.
Oh,
and then
Lil Nas X did it. He tweeted that out. He's like, we made this to make everybody happy. It says Chick-fil-A John 3:16 on it, and it's
right.
like,
But understand how like that's a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
But that other shoe ain't a joke.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
It's literally like, we can make fun of you, right? I can show you right in front of you, and we don't believe that there's anything to it except for, man, he just doing what he doing.
How is that different than the way that music has been since? Like
I'm not. We can go. Elvis Presley. Probably that shit's all the same.
That's what I'm saying. It's just that's the way it's been forever. Yeah.
I said it's a dark industry.
Yeah,
that's why people come out and say, "Yo, I sold my soul." You think
Right.
they're just saying that because it sounds
it's true.
cool?
You're 100% right about
That's
that.
the part of. So I'm like, if it's an industry about selling your soul, and you're creating something to say this is Satan's shoe or whatever with a drop of human blood, is that part true? I don't know, but it sure as hell can be. But what message is that sending?
What's
Like,
the angle?
like,
What's the end
like
game of
you
it?
could have made that whole video, whatever it is, with Eve and whatever. It could have been light. It's dark.
Well, it doesn't start off dark. It starts off light. But okay. Yes, I understand.
It could have started off dark and went light, but that's not what my point is. That's not promoted across the board, right? There's artists out there that make very great music that's more positive.
Yeah.
But that's not pushed. But who is it pushed to? They know they know who their target market is.
Dude, there's all kinds of Christian rock and Christian rap.
Man,
I'm
you be bringing up Christian.
I'm
Care.
just saying, you want all positive, that's all positive, right? It's got a very small market. So this is about
When
marketing.
I say positive, I'm talking about music that can empower. Kanye West Dropout. This is before he was, right? This is his creative,
Yep.
nobody's other influence.
Right.
His perspective on, if you go to college, one, I tried that, is some BS. That's what he was saying essentially. The pledging, the this and that, just to get this piece of paper. I'm gonna go chase my dream. To me, although I went to college and I'm like, I understand what you're saying. And the message you're sending is like, hey, you don't have to do that. If you have a dream or something you want to go follow, go do that. That's why he had the sketches on the album. Yo, bro, I don't got no job. I ain't making no money, but I do got this degree on the wall. And that's a reality. to like what I don't even know whatever he talking about now, right? So that's why we're like, yo, what happened to him? And that's just one person. That goes across the board. You're like, yo, what happened? What is they talking about? How is this person saying this? How can you, to me, maybe because I'm more of a spiritual person and I'm like, I see light and dark. I talk about it, gym, whatever.
Right.
So when I see that, I don't be like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool to market to the kids. I don't.
I agree with
I'm
you.
like, that's
It's not
dark.
a kids thing. I agree with you.
Why do you have to have a Satan shoe?
Because we're talking about it right now. Because we're talking about it.
But you're letting it be known. This is what I value.
Nah, I don't think that's what he's saying. I really don't. We're gonna watch the video when we're
To
done.
me, it's out there.
I mean, it's out
Yeah,
there.
and that's part of it too.
Well,
He's-
the fact that it made it that far.
Nobody along this was like, hey bro, don't make no shit like that.
oh, somebody said that, absolutely. But then somebody else was like,
But it
yeah,
still
that's a
made
great
it,
idea.
though.
That's a
But
great.
it's just
But
the world.
why
it's
is
the
it a
world.
great idea?
It's
So
the
to
world that we
me,
live in. That it's just everything
It
has
shows
to be
you
dark.
who's really pulling the strings.
Right.
That's what I'm.
Right.
It's marketing, right?
Listen to when Dave Chappelle talked about his show.
Yeah, it's
When
a
it was
great-
his creative and it was his ideas with his
It
voice.
started changing.
That's like we doing this podcast. We
Right.
just being us.
Right.
If someone come along and say, man, we're gonna give you X amount of dollars. However, you only could Kenyatta, you gotta take this stance and everything. Freddie B, you got now someone's controlling what we'll do naturally, what he was saying. This was my show. And then you know how hard it is to go sit in a meeting with people that don't look like you, to tell you what's gonna be funny to people that
Or the
And
fact
he's
that he
like,
couldn't
no.
even have his name.
Right.
that part. And so you see it, it's like back in the day we didn't get the information. Why did NWA break up the way they did? Because Ice Cube was like, yo, I see what the fuck's going on with this dude. What he's doing to y'all, essentially he's raping y'all, meaning he's taking we're the talent, we're the creative. We didn't need, he's not paying us how, he took one dude and said, I got you, Eazy-E, you're my guy. And was shitting on there, and Ice Cube was already like, nah, bro, I see this
Not
game,
me.
I'm out.
Right.
Now, until the movie and all that, we didn't know. What we did know is, yo, Ice Cube came out with this diss track called No Vaseline. That's all we knew was like, yo, what happened to the group? Oh, he's pissed. Now you listen to the words of that song, he's telling you, hey man, this dude was stealing money from us the whole time, and you was his little puppet. You let it happen, and that's why we broke up. And that's where, like, I mean, you might not fall. That's where a lot of these beef album songs come from. Is somebody's like, yo, that ain't right. Well, I'm gonna speak on it.
Right.
And it's not coded or decorated like, oh, it could be. What you knew what Ice Cube was talking about.
Right.
But if there was a video, I don't think they ever made a No Vaseline video. But if there was, because, well, Eazy-E came out with his rebuttal, the video matches what the song is about. So my question is, if that's the song is about him liking some dude and whatever, then why that's not what the video is about?
Well, maybe it is. Now that I think about it, maybe it is. We need to, I mean,
But that's
the
just
video's
because
weird, so it's open to a lot of interpretation.
But none of these videos are like that, bro. You look at freaking, what was that? Travis Scott when he came out with the damn, what song was it? No. When it was the
Even that,
in the what is it
Keep
when
it
it
all
starts
safe.
off? It's like he's like in the room or whatever, and it's all clouds. Like you watch the video, man, and he's just like, it just looks like he's tripping on shrooms the whole time, and it's like the videos for the past 10 years. My point being is the videos for the past 10 years haven't matched the lyrics like they used to back in the day. Like
There's a lot of artistic interpretation with whoever directs those videos, right?
Well,
There's
yeah,
a lot of
that's what I'm saying.
satanic
there's
interpretation,
There's
is
a
what
lot of
I'm
crazy
saying.
stuff. Because even freaking what's his name that did the halftime show? I was like,
Oh,
yo, and everybody
I
was
said,
like,
bro,
oh, that was good. I was like,
I
hold
was-
up. He started off with just blacked out demon eyes, like angels falling down. And I'm like, and everybody's like, oh, he was representing. I was like, what? No, like there ain't no light in that. And then he's like, his face structure is all retarded. And then he's like tripping out in this room. And like, I'm like, yo, that, first of all, I was completely disappointed on that. Because I thought it was complete ass. Like, I'm not even gonna say trash. That, you don't even, bro, it was ass. That whole performance was trash, like
They
garbage.
say he was sending a good message
Yeah, to
about
who?
the industry.
Yeah, to who?
I guess.
I guess.
I was like, yeah, this is dark.
It was all dark. It was
For a
all
halftime.
dark, man. And yeah, for a halftime thing, I'm like, nah, man. Like that just doesn't.
Not the place.
That it just wasn't it, man. It wasn't it. Like you look at, but then
That
you
is
go
the
back.
place.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It puts you in right in front of your face. Won't see it. It's like a joke. It's like, yo, they making fun of us right in front of us. Like, yo, you don't get it. All right. And if you get it, you crazy. Well, okay, I'll be
Still not
crazy.
sure who you mad at.
Why I gotta be
Well,
mad?
no, but you're like not mad. but
You're
you know what I'm
sensitive. It's
saying?
like it's not that I'm mad. I'm saying like I think you think that I'm just singling him out.
No, I know you're not. I know
And
you're
when I
not.
say they, I'm talking about the people who control the industry.
I understand that.
He doesn't have no control
So you're saying
because he signed.
the people who control the industry are Satanists and they're trying to tell
I'm
you what you're
saying that these are evil people.
I
Absolutely.
don't disagree with that. Yes.
And so once you sign to them, you do what they say do. That's why
Your
people
soul.
come out and say, I sold my
To a
soul.
certain extent.
I
Yes.
sold my soul to the
Right? So you can make a music video or a song that's kind of whatever. And that's why I'm like, well, that makes sense why the video don't match what he was talking about.
Okay. So let me give you and I'm again.
I know, devil's advocate. I
Yeah,
got it.
right.
I got it.
So let's say he writes a song about some dude that he was dating and that he doesn't like, and the guys that they're gonna break up. It's a very traditional breakup song, like we've
Okay.
had forever. Okay, and so then he makes a video about how, again, it starts off Garden of Eden, and then there's some representation of a dude being Satan, and he's basically saying this dude that I was dating, he's Satan, and I hate him, and he's a jerk. You saw the video. It's weird, right? There's a lot of interpretation that could happen in the video. It's really weird. But let's say that's what he really meant, or the director really meant by the video. Okay, it's just a really weird breakup video. Fine, that could be the case, and maybe he sold it that way. Maybe Lil Nas X is like, yeah, that's really all it is, and the record company was like, oh, fine, whatever, and they put it out. It doesn't explain the shoe. I know that. I'll get to the shoe in a second, but. I think you're reading more into it than is there, if that's the case. And we'll never know unless we have Lil Nas X sit down in this chair.
I'm just
on this
right,
podcast and explain
and
this, right?
yeah, and that's fine. And I'm sure people feel the
Subliminals,
same way.
man.
I'm like, you can say I'm reading more into it. I'm telling you from this is my truth, how I feel about it.
Right.
This is how I feel about the music industry as a whole. You know what I'm saying? It's the same as Hollywood and all that. Like, I have friends in that industry where people have forewarned them and said, hey, you better name your price because at a certain point, you're going to be asked to do something. Once you get enough fame,
Yeah.
and this is what they will say, they are coming. So that ain't that's
Just
No,
like
no,
the
no, that's
anthems with
100%
the
true,
drag,
right?
Like they have
it's
to
like
do
all
something.
these male
Like why you have
dominant positive dudes, and then all of a sudden you got to put them in a dress. Why? Just get a woman who wants to be in a dress. That's a whole. So
they
it's
make
not
it
just
hardcore.
music; it's entertainment. So you take someone who we might revere and say, "Oh man, that dude, yeah, man, I like him. He's inspirational, or whatever." Yeah. Wait a minute. Why are all these dudes wearing dresses?
But
Charles
they
Barkley
showing-
did it.
showing
LeBron
the
James
control.
did it, and it's like that's what I'm.
They showing
It's
the
subtle.
control.
Like we'll be like, "Oh, they just made a photo shoot." No, because I was in that. And at the little level that I was on, I had people ask me to do stuff that I'm like, what? And they say, oh, you never gonna make it if you don't. Bro, I'll punch you in your face and I'm out.
Right.
Everybody don't have that. They're gonna say, you know what? Man, this will be really funny. This will be cool if you, why are these dudes in dresses again? What, for what? Back in the day, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he dressed up like a girl, he talking like a woman, that's funny.
Right.
I don't see it like that no more. I'm like, yo, that's on purpose. That's part of you selling yours. Hey, now you gotta do what we say do. That's why Dave Chappelle said, hey, I'm not putting on the dress.
Right.
Why do I come to my trailer and there's randomly a dress just sitting there? That's just cuz.
Yeah, but it do get like real shady. Like you look at the content like prior, before they was famous, it's all like for example, Frank Ocean. Prior to that, you wouldn't have even known. Then he's famous. Now, hey, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna do this. and it just varies other people. But before, when people start off, their content is like liked.
Well, bro, it's all
And then it
control.
just get demonized, which kind of shows you, okay.
I don't think it's a
they
control
being-
thing. I think it's
being
that. I think it's that they're being control.
It's a control.
They're not making the record companies aren't making them put out the darker music. That's just what their life has become now because they are controlled. So again, they're speaking their reality, but their reality is, man, this fucking sucks.
No,
right?
I think it's a matter
I think it's
of them.
both though,
I think
because
it's
you're
both,
right.
so,
They
yeah.
are saying once they realize
Right.
what they have done,
Yes.
because they don't realize what they've done.
Right.
Right. Oh, everybody, you said I was right. At some point you wanted a deal. We're in a different place now.
Right.
Right. But you were right. Like, man, if I could get a deal, I'm only speaking from like even me, like
Right.
in that industry.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want to go to LA. I want to be in a movie. I want to,
Right.
right? Till I get out there and they like, man, take your pants off. And I'm like, for what? Oh yeah, well we just want, nah, bro, I'm good.
Right.
And don't come at me with that. That's at a low level.
Right.
So I can't imagine
Yeah.
what happens when, oh, okay, yeah, you made a hit and you got Billy Ray Cyrus. Dope, cool, beautiful. Now this? Okay, sure. Across the board, there's stuff that continuously happens.
Right.
But if you speak on it, if you say, hey, in this video, there's always a visual or something with horns.
Yeah.
And everyone, and I'm like, yo, it's in the movies. And you might say that's nothing. But why is it everywhere? Has nothing to do with nothing. And then there it is, bam, again, symbolism. We don't never want to look at symbolism. So if it's not through words, it's like, well, nah, he didn't say that. Well, I don't, okay, fine. I read the words, cool. What about the symbolism? What about the shoe? What about the representation of a drop of blood in the 666? And all this, nothing, that's just him being creative?
I
All
think
of a
lot
sudden?
it, man, it's just
Yeah.
it's like it was back in the day. Dance, boy. That's
Right.
and that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying that's where I'm getting at when
I
I'm
agree.
saying that it's control. It's a matter of these guys, and you said it earlier when you were talking about the dresses and all this other stuff and whatnot. And it's like it's just to be able to be like, and I think that that's really what's happening. I mean, you see it in today's society now with everything that's going on with the whole COVID and everything. Yo, you wear 2 masks, now you gotta wear 3 masks and this and that. You know, tell me that's not somebody sitting up there and being like, yo, let's see how much we can make these like how much we can
That's
control
not-
it.
that's
Nah,
not-
man,
that's all
come on, man.
science,
It's
man.
the
That's
same in
not
the
just-
industry.
no.
It's the same in the you
2
can
masks is science?
Yeah, it is.
So me
Okay.
walking in the restaurant with a mask on and then sitting down is science.
Okay, so
I'm just,
no. We can get into a really long conversation about that. I don't want to, but we know that unfortunately none of it was. There was the way that they tried to roll out all the regulations was stupid. There was so many things that were inconsistent, from restaurants to all that shit. Go try to blow out a candle through a mask. And if you can do it, then put on a second mask. Now see if you can blow out a candle. Does it work? Does it work better? Yeah, it does. It works better. It reduces whatever you're blowing out. There's really basic science to that. Were we consistent from a government standpoint about enforcing all those standards? No, we were not. Is someone trying to control people by wearing masks? No, they're just telling you this works better than that. There's no control there. Now, if we go back to the music thing though, yes, they are controlling him. Yeah, I think we're all saying the same thing. He feels controlled. So is the shoe part of that? Part of, you know what, man? I hate the way I'm being controlled. It feels like they're Satan, so we're gonna put out a Satan shoe. I don't know until he sits down and explains it.
but he's never gonna, he can't
He's
tell.
not
So
going to.
so here's the other part of that.
He can't
Once you
until
start
he's out,
telling,
right?
no, there's no out. You know how you get out? You're dead.
They're gonna find
Your brother will be the next one.
Prince was the same, right? Because hey, I should own my music, so I changed my name. Prince talked about a lot of stuff,
Right.
And the more he took out of there. Same with Michael Jackson.
Yep.
There's a video of him saying in some little gathering, he performed whatever, and he was talking about Sony, and he said they thought I was stupid. He said they. So they think I'm dumb. Ha! I got them. I got all my masters and whatever, and I bought all the stuff from the Beatles. He was like, I got them, but they gonna come for me. So who is that? There's somebody that's they,
Yeah.
and then he's out.
Misdiagnosis.
Yep.
Because why should someone else own your music?
Yeah.
At all, ever, or anything you create. But that's like seemingly to me, that's the out. Once they, such and such spoke out. It wasn't breaking news with Mike. I had to find this on YouTube, and I was like, yo, he really is talking. He's like, yeah, they really thought I was dumb, and I'm not dumb, and I got them. What do you mean you got them? Oh, I got them. I own my stuff again, and this stuff. Right. Oh, that's way too much. Out of there. They making a killing off Prince music now.
Bro, but that's exactly, and that's what it is, man. It's literally these powers that be, and we can, I mean, like you said, we're all agreeing on it, and we can disagree, but there is a control factor, man. And these guys are sitting up there, regardless of what it is. These guys are sitting up there, and they're like, look, we're making these clowns and these monkeys dance, and they making us pockets, our pockets fatter, and they have no idea. That's why you hear these artists always talking about these 360 deals and these deals going wrong and all this stuff. That's why you see certain guys. There was a dude that I knew in London. He was one of my friends was a military. He was stationed out there, local artist out there. Guy was massive, blew up. Got a phone call, showed the video and everything. Phone call from Diddy. Diddy was like, yo, I'm gonna bring you over, blah, 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 this and that. Dude was like, yo, with all due respect, F that. Why would I go to you to lose 80% of my music to walk out with 20 when I'm pocketing 100%?
Right.
And I don't care if I'm not making millions, but I'm making 100% of my music.
Right.
And so that's the whole thing. But like anything, right? If you find the right person, and you put them on and you're like, listen, man, we can give you this. We can you take a broke kid from the hood that ain't got nothing or that really is chasing. And that's what I was saying earlier is you look at most artists that come out with their first album. It's always a beautiful album. It's always a big hitter. And then the second one starts flopping. And then all of a sudden it starts going. And then some get woke and then try to come out and expose it, and then what happens? You don't hear any more about them. They all of a sudden, they get dropped from the label, they get thrown somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? All these things start happening, and so it's kind of like these guys are just controlling the whole thing, and they're picking and choosing who they can do it with. And maybe to this point, maybe you're right. Maybe he is trying to come out. But if that's the case, and he is, history's proven he probably won't be around much longer in the industry.
I think that it's starting to change a little bit though. So look at Taylor Swift. Yeah, I don't guess.
No, we know who it is.
But you know what happened with her? Same thing, right?
Yeah.
So somebody else owned her whole record catalog, everything from the time, I think from when she was like 16 to whatever. And there was a statute of limitations on when she could record it. So she just re-recorded all her old stuff and re-released it. So now she owns the new recordings, and those other dudes that got the old stuff that's worthless. So she's like, nah, right? She just released a bunch of shit that she redid, that she recorded when she was 16. And she's been pissed because she offered to buy it back and they wouldn't sell it to her, and then sold it to somebody else for less than she offered. She's been pissed and she's been talking about it a lot. So some of that stuff is starting to change very, very slow. So I think that's what this is. I think part of this, the whole Lil Nas X, I mean, I really do think most of it's just a breakup song. But I think any of the other industry stuff, I think it's more that he's trying to take some control back.
Could be. I mean, a lot of guys have. I mean, you look at, we were talking about with Kanye's thing. Kanye's come out. I'm sorry, man. You don't just publicly come out and say some of the things. And I've always said it, man. People are like, yo, he's off he's lost his mind. He's ODing. He's this and that. And I'm like, nah, bro, there's got to be some truth to a man who's sincerely saying, like, I'm being controlled. I'm being put to sleep. I'm being fed. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at what he's doing and the things that he's, I mean, it starts adding up, man. And that's the thing, is like when you can take a step back and maybe just remove the emotional aspect and just kind of see it for what it is, you know what I mean? You're kind of like, yo, this shit kind of makes sense, man. Like, this stuff that's happening and this and that, and it's, you know what I mean? It's, hell, in the military it was like that. There's a lot of stuff in the military where it's kind of like you see something and you're like, don't ask, don't tell. You know what I'm saying? Or like that movie that I told you guys about. You know what I mean? And the dude was freaking, the dude, I don't know if you guys saw the movie.
No, we ain't see it, don't tell us.
Anyway, you guys will see it freaking 2025 by the time. But anyway,
I'm going to watch it as soon as he watches Get Out.
After Get Out.
That makes sense. But my point being is there's a thing where you know, it's like, and it's not giving it away, but it's that code, that unspoken code where it's kind of like, oh, you really finna turn on everybody? What's that worth to you? You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a major, a guy who's 20 something years, decorated, And just like that, bro, can be completely ruined and annihilated.
But what happened? Even about, I mean, you brought up Elvis, right? And I'm like, yeah, what happened to Elvis though?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to him? Now I could go one route where I'm like, well, he was a thief anyway.
Yeah.
He stole a lot of music.
Still a lot of music.
However, and maybe he was one of them people who look at Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, you too powerful. You inspiring people. And it's like, out of there.
Yep.
On some weird, it don't be like regular, like, yo, such and such had a heart attack or something.
Tupac.
It's
Biggie,
always
we still talk about that. And
all of that.
No suspect found.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle.
To this
same
day.
thing.
Oh my God, to this day. And it's like,
Yeah.
so there's a reality to it where it's like, oh, you can inspire and influence people as long as it's negative.
Right. And it's our way.
But once you start speaking on what happens behind these closed doors and what really when you sign it, oh no, you can't talk about that.
Mhm.
We gotta get rid of you. You talk, especially if you're a real influencer. Cause like Nipsey Hussle was like showing like, yo, I'm gonna own this. I used to come to this spot.
Mhm.
Now I own this. Oh no, that's too much. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
You can't be owning stuff. Like,
Well, that's why
it's
you look
not.
at like Jay-Z too. Like Jay-Z was, you know what I'm saying? And you know, people can go different ways with him, but on the positive side, and which is what I hope it really is that you look at a lot of his stuff. That's why he owns 99% of all his stuff. And that's why he's able to come out and talk about the things that he did. And he talks about it on, like, he's one of those artists that, like, when he puts out an album, like 444, nobody's going to appreciate that album until, like, 5-10 years from now. Because it's too far advanced what he's talking about. Most people are like, bro, what are you talking about? You bought a like when he said I had all the V12 engines and I could have bought Dumbo for you know what I'm saying, X amount of millions.
Well,
and
he
he's
was
like, yes, it
dropping
worth it.
that.
But he's dropping free game again, but it's
About like
things
the
that,
artwork.
the
He was like, I
artwork.
bought this picture worth
Yep.
1 million. 2 years later, it's worth 4 million. I'm gonna give it to my daughter. Like,
Yep.
and he's like, I'm trying to give y'all some of this game, right? Because even that. So this is what I mean about videos and words, right? The video
Yep.
to that song.
Yep.
When I saw it, I
Isn't
was
that like
like,
an old cartoon? It's like
yes.
an old school
Old
cartoon.
he went the
Yeah.
old
Sambo.
school with like
Yep.
the
Sambo,
Sambo and
Sambo,
the
yep.
black face.
With
And
the
I'm
watermelon and
like,
everything.
watermelon. And I'm like, yo, that's
creativity and artistry, I think.
because there's multiple
Messages.
messages
But
in.
he's in control of his own shit.
Right. And that's what I was
Okay.
getting at. Is that's
Exactly.
the difference.
So
Right.
who's
Well, I
in
know.
control
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
of the other?
Yeah.
That's the problem, right? So we don't know. The record company say, here's the director you got to work with. And the director read that one line about the Eve thing or whatever, the Eve in the garden or whatever that, there's one line in the
Right.
song, in the lyrics,
That
right?
matches the
Right.
video.
And then they're like, and then they turn the whole thing into this crazy, I mean, it's trippy too, like, it's like psychedelic.
No,
trippy,
that's
right?
some fucking sick
It's
shit.
a
bro.
crazy- it's a
I'm
crazy
gonna
video.
call it what it is,
That's
man.
crazy.
Yo, if y'all ever seen South Park, that episode is it Sesame Street? Like, bro, it's some gay ass shit, man. I'm telling, excuse my language, I'm sorry. Watch the video. That video, I'm sorry, Fred. That video.
No,
is off
I'm
the
not
chain.
saying it's not, right? But whose idea is that?
Yes, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
we
Right,
don't know.
but right, and we don't. And I'm not saying that the video was his idea.
Right.
I'm saying when they say here,
You
you,
gotta
don't
do
have a
that.
choice,
Yeah.
Right?
because you signed that away,
Yeah.
right? Like
So
listen,
all that gonna be
I've been on
part of
multiple music video
Right.
sets for years. I'm still cool with one of the directors who's dope. He's super dope, but everything matched. That's why it was fun to work with. It was like, yo, this sounds like it feels good. We in the cut. It looked like we on the island somewhere in the Akon video. I don't know, we was in Miami in the cut, but it looked like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The Chris Brown Kiss Kiss video. It was about him and the girl, and the dude was a nerd, so it matched. Like, yo, so now that it's so polar opposite, I'm like, well, who's controlling that? Because if you wrote it, that means you had a vision for what it's gonna be.
But we did talk about something, and I meant to bring that up too. That like when he was talking about the different perspectives of it, I was like, I kind of started thinking as an artist, right? Like you start to learn how to do a play on words, right, and how you can alter. Even though that's why I asked you, like, are those lyrics? Even though it sounds like he's talking about somebody, he could be talking about himself
Yeah,
in a
right,
third
yeah,
person,
yeah.
right? But
like,
to that same,
like Derek Jackson.
yeah. So,
That's
but
new
to
shit.
say-
Everybody third person.
But to that same point, could it have been, because we talked about it, where the record label was like, this is what the music video is going to be, right? Because you got to write the song first.
Right.
So maybe when he realized what it was and he's like, yo, I don't like this, as an artist, he was like, I'm going to write this and to them, they're going to think it's this, but in reality, it's this. Because Eminem did it on his last album. He did, man. He's got this song on there where if you gotta like, it's weird, but you listen to the song from the jump, right? And then when you listen to it, it gives you the perspective from like the shooter of like the Vegas shooting and all the things that are going on, like the like.
I heard that one.
Yeah, so it gives you the perspective. But then if you replay the song but watch the video, it's from the other perspective. Yeah. So it's like this is to me why, and this is a whole other time why I think he's like one of the goats in that.
Yeah.
But I think as an artist, maybe I wonder, to your point, maybe he did do that. Maybe this is a way of him also saying,
it's the cry for help.
Right, it's the cry for help. Like, hey, I'm gonna give them what they want, and here I am getting banged out. But really, I'm getting banged out, and come save me from this record company.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe that's what it is.
Like when Michael Jackson came out with "They Don't Care About Us."
Yes, yeah.
That's why I keep bringing up that.
Right? Yeah.
Like, and you listen to the words, and you're like, well, wait, who are you talking about? And what made him get to that point? Because he was owned, and
he was angry. That's
you know what I mean. But you can feel that, but essentially, it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like once you sign, it's
yeah.
You're at someone else's mercy.
Can we agree on the fact that Candace Owens is still not right?
Not from the video that I watched.
I think on this one she was right.
Oh, anything else outside of that, she could kick rocks.
No,
but
she's not right.
you caught pieces. It's the same way I can't really say nothing about this music video. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
From the beginning, the first thing she said was, this music industry will use you to promote an agenda.
Yep.
That's fact.
See, I disagree with that. No, it's not about promoting an agenda. They are not. I don't believe that they are promoting an agenda.
We're
So
gonna
you
agree
think
to
that these
disagree.
record labels are just legitimate?
You're telling me
you're
that
a talented artist, I want to take you.
You're saying that she's saying the agenda is Satanism.
I'm saying
No,
that
she said that it's an agenda.
it's
Period.
an agenda. Period.
There's an agenda. Period.
The topic was about this shoe, so
Right.
she brought up the satanic elements of what the shoe
But I think
represents
overall
and
she's
what.
saying that there's an agenda.
And because she brought up Nike.
For example, it would be not to cut you off,
No,
but
you-
for
you
example, I did, it's cool. But for example, it would be to bring him to light. I see Kenyatta, I see Arsenal Fitness or Arsenal Alliance, right? And I'm like, yo, this dude's got the pool, he's got the people, he's got this, and he's a black man in Scottsdale. I got the money, and I hand him a contract. If he doesn't know and doesn't have Freddie B behind him and the whole team behind him, and he doesn't know, based upon what we've always talked about, he's going to take the deal that I give him because I already know said trainers in this field make X amount. So if I give him 25, 30% more of that and maybe a nice little bonus, he's going to do this. But I'm also in the underlining contract that I know he's not going to really read. I'm going to put in there that I own your royalties to whatever, and I own this and
What's
this and
the
this.
agenda?
But the agenda from there goes further because first you gotta own them. Yeah. Once you own it, then you can push your agenda.
But you're saying that they, so record companies, whatever, shoe companies, that they're trying to push some kind of an agenda, right? What is it?
In his?
No, not his. That's what she's saying. She's saying there's an agenda.
No,
and
she's saying that there's always an agenda.
If you look at everything else that she talks about, because she's crazy, she talks about,
prime example. Hold up. Prime example of the yin and yang. Steph Curry, when he was trying to sign with who was it? Nike was giving him a deal, and he said, "I wanted a scripture or whatever on my shoe," and Nike turned around and said no. And then Under Armour was like, "Bro, bring that over here. You can have whatever you want."
So the question is, why can't you have a scripture on the shoe,
but you
can put Satan on the shoe?
Yes. And an orgy at that.
I'm asking you, what's the agenda?
So still, I'm saying that, like, you said, do I agree with Candace Owens? I said, watch the whole video.
Right.
Because for the first time ever, I'm like, she's right. In my opinion, she's right. Because if you don't, all right, fine. If you don't understand that there is a whole thing of a spiritual warfare happening of good and evil, it's every day. Mm-hmm. You watch the news. How much positive shit do you see on the news every day?
Nothing.
I'll wait. Maybe they saved a cat. Maybe. It's always negative, right? So I'm saying from her standpoint in the music industry, the type of music that is put out that's pushed, it's always drugs, sex, cars, money. Right? That's the agenda to get you to be like, man, I ain't shit unless, man, I ain't shit if I don't have this car, this house, this many hoes, that's what's pushed. Now, is that the only music being made in the world? No. But the people that's talking about real stuff like, yo, I rock with my boys, we like Ocean's 11, we out here, right? That's not gonna get pushed. Now, we might make one hit. Oh man, they made a hit. And then they're gonna say, yeah, sign for this amount. We broke AF. Oh man, I'm about to get $100,000, $500,000. Okay, I got $25 in the bank. Then from our creative, they like, nah, now you can only talk about this.
Right.
And that's what happens. So you can't tell me there's no agenda being pushed when it's like, yo, these kids are like talented. And then they go into these meetings where they don't know anything, like Bobby Shmurda, happened to him. There's a video of him standing. These people are sitting there. We want you to stand on the table and rap. And there's the song and dance. He's talented. Cool, give him a deal. Sony gives him a deal. He come out with a song. Song goes stupid, crazy, viral. He ain't talking about nothing. The beat is dope. The hook is dope. Then everything is about guns and shoot. Next thing you know, this dude caught up on charges. He in jail. He just got out recently. His whole career was destroyed. So in the music industry, do I believe there's an agenda? Absolutely. It's to keep people operating on a low vibration.
That's not an agenda. That's control. An agenda is we're trying to push Satanism or something like that. An agenda is something different. That's
the agenda.
No. We're trying to control people is one thing because we're trying to make money. And wait, the things we're making you talk about, guns, whatever, that shit sells. So we have our set of keywords that people buy. So we want you to talk about these things because we need you to sell albums because we already fucking paid you. So they absolutely do
who does that music go to and who does it affect?
The agenda is to keep people in that same community.
To keep you in that mindset.
That's not an agenda. That's not an agenda. No, it's not. Wait, that's not an agenda, and that's not what. It's about control and it's about making money. An agenda is we have a different something else, a viewpoint that we're trying to push out there subtly. That's what Candace Owens is saying. Candace Owens is saying that record companies, Nike, whatever, are specifically trying to push Satanism. That's what she's saying in her thing.
She's saying overall, the Satanism is just, this video was one of those like, this is the effect of, but she's saying in this video when she came out, it's that there's always an agenda, and they know that by using us, they're using us to push that agenda because they know that, okay, really, bro, the reality of it is that the shackles are still there. They just changed and they're more shinier.
Push the agenda. What's the agenda that we're pushing?
To keep people believing that that's the only way to succeed in life, that's what you need in life. And that's it.
So then we're in agreement about that that's all wrong, right? I don't agree that big, huge corporations are trying to change the viewpoint.
So you think these corporations are trying to say, hey, black boy in the ghetto, we want you to learn about investments and stocks and how to understand a perfect contract.
No, because they don't buy that. Because that's not what
they don't do that because they don't want you to know that. Why would you want me to know how to succeed if you know? Because if I can do it, why do you think guys like Lil Baby, they always come to him? They've had interviews with him. He's another artist, but he's doing it all independently. And these record labels, they get pissed because they can't rock with him. They can't control him. Right. And that's why he's able to do what he does. And then they asked him, people are always like, yo, how are you always producing hit after hit after hit? And he was like, because I'm not controlled. I'm not on a deadline. I record when I want to record, how I want to record, right? So his agenda is to push whatever he wants to push. Now, if his agenda is to change or whatever, then that's what it is. But I think we agreed the control is there. But the agenda after that is to keep people believing that's like that, like he said, like people, if you don't have the cars, the money, the girls, the house, like, then you ain't nothing. But yeah, what about the dude who, you know what I'm saying, is successful, has real estate, has all these things? Well, guess what? Because of what the motive and the agenda is, those people are gonna turn around and be like, yo, y'all some Uncle Sams, y'all some sellouts, y'all ain't, you know what I mean? But it's because they don't know. And these people thrive off of the fact that they don't know. And that's how they're able to push those things. I mean, it's the same thing. And again, it's going off a different topic, but it's the same in every industry. That's why you see so many people and so many kids nowadays refusing to go to school. That's why you see those athletes in the JBA. Screw that, man. I'm not finna go play for you and you make millions off of me. And I'm a #1 athlete and my sneaker blows and my career goes through the roof. You know what I'm saying? My career's shot, and I don't even get like,
And
I don't
you have
get no
to,
pay.
you
no
have to
nothing for it.
understand too that like music is powerful.
Music is
Right?
everything.
We're mature, we're grown. So we can take a song and listen to it and be like, man, whatever, it's a vibe or whatever, right? But when you sit down and listen, it's like, I know that music changes over time. So
Yeah.
I'm not getting into like our music was better than
For
like
sure,
okay, whatever. However, I know back when I was growing up listening to music, no two people sounded alike. Why? Because it was like, yo, this person from New York, this is Wu-Tang, they 8 deep. Man, what is this? How did I? And then, well, Tupac don't sound like them, and Bones is Bone. That you could separate who was who. And now I'm like, why does everyone sound the same?
Everybody got YFN.
And so like, well, and then they don't just sound the same. They all talking about the same thing. So now everybody going through the same thing. And I'm listening to this like, yo, wait, what? So when I say agenda, I don't rock with Candace Owens. But when I listened to the whole thing, I was like, yo, she understands that we're gonna use you to push this message. Because that's what happens anyway. Now he's just the newest one. Oh, she got him. They got him to push this message. Check the shoe. What does the shoe have to do with it? You said yourself, it's weird. Well, why is that?
Well, she even talked about it in when she said it. She was like, part of their agenda was to get me to comment on, you know what I'm saying, on this thing because they knew. And then she went into the political aspect of it, but was also like, they did this because they knew that the moment I spoke up on this, it was going to turn into, oh my God, why we would never do that. How could that ever be us? And it's kind of like when I'm looking at it, I'm like,
because she
legit
even
right.
brought up the WAP
yep.
presentation at the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, what message is that sending to little girls?
Yep.
She's wrong for that? I'm like, yo, she's right.
At that level.
Like, come on, man. I don't rock with her. But in this stance, I'm like, yo, she spoke on some real stuff that most people don't want to talk about because they don't want to believe that this could be true.
Mm-hmm.
That there can't be an agenda in music. Yes, there is.
Yeah, the agenda is what Dino described. We're going to try to keep everybody so that we can keep control of it.
We're
That's
going to
the
keep
agenda.
you in a mindset.
Yeah.
That is a lower operating mindset. Music is that powerful. A song could come. We was just last night at a get together. Songs from, I don't know, the early 90s. He put on something and right away, it's the energy. You like, oh, I remember the words. At some point, that can play on your psyche.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So now all these kids is talking about dying and death and pills and trying to numb the pain. And then, oh, this one committed suicide. Oh, this one. I'm not saying that's the only reason. But man, music is powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm about to be a huge Candace Owens fan. I don't, man, yeah, she crazy and she off in her own. For the first time, I was like, yo, she's on to something that I just agree with.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Also, from a flip side, I don't know. Just say if it was Lil Nas X, he wasn't backed by money, and he was just trying to do it on his own. It wouldn't have even came out.
right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But because money
You
is
got the
behind
machine
it,
behind it.
Right.
Yep.
is able to be promoted at a high level.
Right.
And that's at whatever cost.
And that's with anything, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. We're going to leave the names out. I pulled up a workout video once. And I said, tell me what you think about this. In all honesty, you remember that? It's a boxing workout. And you were like, man, this is trash.
Right.
But there's a machine behind that trash.
Right.
So it's a household.
Yep.
when you have the machine, you get the 1, 2, skip a few.
Yes.
Where we're over here like, bro, one sweatpants, shorts at a time, one hoodie, one workout, one brick.
Yeah.
Brick by
Because I made a decision years ago, because even in those people's contract, hey, give us your idea.
Yeah.
By the way, we can take it and give it to someone else. That's in the fitness industry.
Right.
So I only know what they doing in the music industry. Like, man, you talented, but give me all your stuff. And I've dealt with it in fitness. Hey, come teach your thing. Lady in the back taking notes, stealing all my stuff. All right, good job. We gave you a little. They gave me a little bit of peanuts. They gave me, at the time, I thought it was a lot of money for an hour.
Shit hurt.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, oh, these people rocking with me. I don't have no Freddy. I don't have nobody helping me to, right? There was nothing signed. It was just trust.
Yeah.
Blind trust.
Oops.
And then all of a sudden, okay, good job. Scoop, put on the post, new workouts coming, and it was all my stuff. After somebody just followed me every.
That's evil. I
Yeah.
But that happens.
I know it happens, and I know it's probably way worse in the music industry,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
like,
It's bad.
I agree. Yeah.
And then it's crazy because there's so much money involved that, like, here's the crazy thing is that, like, it happens and then these people just straight up, they just cold-blooded, like, bro, how much you want? Bro, what's it gonna take to shut you up?
Right. And
Oh,
then there's that.
you need 100? All right, bro, here's 100 mil, man. Have
And
fun.
then you got to think about that side, right? If you went from stardom, fame, money,
Right.
and then everybody can't lose it all and get it back like Mike Tyson, right? He'll tell you like, bro, I did this and that, right? But like, and then you get accustomed to whatever. Now you down here starving, and they like,
Right.
if you do this, got them. And then they come back, and you're like, yo, what's wrong with such and such, man? They starving for the fame,
Right.
and will do anything.
Well,
That's what happened to Kanye.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm convinced.
What's that?
But now they saying
What he
that
did,
he's
right?
starving for the.
I don't you know what I think it was, man. I think he just like
Man, Kardashian family got that tea.
Yeah.
that too. That too.
You
But-
see, Get Out, that's Kanye.
Yeah,
That
whole
tea,
new money
Yeah.
pop.
got him.
But it's but I mean, Kanye's just, you know, man, like there's something special about him, even though there's a lot of crazy shit that's going on. There's something special like deep inside of him that I think he has, like, there's a little bit of that light that's still in him, and he's fighting every day, you know what I'm saying? And he's fighting for it because it shows on certain things, man.
Yeah,
like
like that thing he did in the airplane. Did you see that? Where they he was like in the airplane with a bunch of people. I mean, I think it was staged, but like
I think
they were in the
so,
airplane, and then he started making a beat like on one of the little tables or whatever, and he literally just had like all these people singing and whatever, and it was just a whole vibe. And he like, yo, that was genius.
well, yeah, it's
And
like
it sounded great.
It's like the thing that he did out here. What you call it? The owner of the shop that I work at. Shout out to Wendy. She got a chance to actually go and potentially cut his hair, and then some things happened. But she met him. She got a photo with him and everything. She talks about it, and she was like, yo, it was so unreal, like spiritually, how it felt and what he was orchestrating and what he was doing and this and that. And so I think like with him, there's something there, man, that he's fighting it. You know what I
In a
mean?
sunken place, bro. He in
Yeah,
there.
whether he can find it and get out of it, you know what I mean? Who knows? But these record companies, man. There was a guy that posted something about that, and he was like, a lot of these people mess up because they get waived this $1 million check. They go, they get cut this $1 million deal, but you don't realize out of that million, first you got to pay taxes off the rip. So now you sitting at what, maybe 700,000. Out of that 700,000, after you done paid the 300, now out of that 700, you got to pay off X and XYZ. So now you really walking away with 300K. But these record labels know that. So what they do is they turn around and they feed you this, bro. You got this $1 million deal. You want that whip? You want that Rolls? You want that Benz? You want this? And they just buying it. And now all of a sudden you got a $1 million deal. And you only got 300K that you made, right? So now you figuring, well, how am I gonna do it? Well, peak game, you're gonna owe me 4 new albums in the next amount of time, right?
And I'll take care of it.
And I'm gonna take care of it, and you're gonna be all right. And guess what? We're gonna give you, on top of that, another bonus. We're gonna give you XYZ. And that's why when these guys do walk away, they get screwed, because then they're like, oh, you wanna walk away? Cool, here's your bills for everything.
Right.
You owe X, Y, Z, and now you looking like, bro, what the hell?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
It was somebody, I don't remember who it was. I just remember in the industry it was somebody, they were like, yo, they didn't get nothing. They just bought them whatever they wanted.
Wasn't
Like,
that TLC?
I think, oh my God, they got, oh
yeah,
God.
TLC got screwed, right?
Yeah.
But again, right, and they wasn't even quote unquote rap, but like, here's these talented young girls,
Right.
and somebody said, oh, you can have whatever car you want, and whatever clothes you want.
And they want
You ain't making no money
Right.
off of your talent, off of what you created.
Hey,
Yeah,
yo,
they
let me
had
tell-
like multiple #1 hits. and they
Number
were
one.
Bro.
And let me tell you, man, I spent years in the studio just recording like mixtapes and doing these things, and I'm nothing like just that though. But I was recording in a $1 million studio, and man, that is a crap ton of work, bro.
Yeah.
Like you to think, man, and like for me, I was in the military, getting off of work, going to the studio. I couldn't get in till like 8, 9 o'clock. Now I'm booking these 5, 6, 7 hour sessions. Then I'm having to freaking leave the studio, change into my PTs, go straight to freaking work. You know what I mean? Just chasing this dream. And then it's like you think about it, you're like, man, you're doing all of that. And that's just to record.
Yeah.
Now you gotta sit down and like mix and master, and you gotta listen to it. That's another 5, 10 hours that you're putting in. So you know what I mean? You look at that's why it takes artists so long. So to think about that, man, and be like, yo, these girls are putting out hits after hits after hits, and they got murked off of the freaking deal. They got nothing to walk away.
Yeah.
Yo, like that's crazy to me, man. But I guess when you control the chips at the table, you can do whatever you want, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You all right?
I'm good.
Oh, okay. Ernest?
Nah, I mean it makes sense.
He said it back to all right. Well, that's it.
That's
We
how
done.
I-
Go ahead.
Well, that's how I always been to me.
Yeah.
Like at the higher level, it just get more demonized. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like Yacht said, the symbolism, like it's all in plain sight. But if like someone were to do it on their own, everybody would call them crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
But
the
that's the
fact
part.
that it's glorified, you know, when like money behind it. So
Yeah. I'll be crazy. Call me what you want. Right.
I ain't saying nothing.
All right, beautiful people. We out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Peace and love.
wait.
Pause,
excuse me.
rewind. You requested it, so we rewind.
Oh, okay. That's a nice hoodie you got
It is
there.
a nice hoodie. You want to hold that up?
No.
Can they see the black on black?
I don't
man?
know. It's black on black though. You see how we get down out here for the people.
Is there a link? Going to be a link with this video somewhere that we'll get to that?
Man, currently you're gonna have to just DM me or something, but soon.
Soon. We're coming up with that soon.
Soon we're
right?
gonna have a website with all the Arsenal Alliance merch on it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sweatshorts.
These shorts are really cool, actually.
Yeah, we out
Big
here. You
A's.
know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Hoodies, unisex, shorts, unisex. Ladies, I know you like to wear your boyfriend shorts and hoodies and stuff, so don't. We coming for something for y'all too, but make sure y'all check that out. So follow me on Instagram, Arsenal by Kenyatta. Check out arsenalondemand.com. Send me a message, man. It's an email or something if you want some merch. We got it, black and gold, black on black, gray and red, some other stuff. Shout out to
Look at
the
that,
support
right there.
team. So we out of here. Peace and love and
Yeah.
fire ants. You know how we do.
And we gone.